who I wanted to be, or at least who I wanted people to see that I was. And there was something powerful about that. And it was fun. But interestingly enough, as adults, we don't walk around in costumes. Well, some of y'all do. But we still do a lot of dressing up. We navigate this life wearing these metaphorical masks every day. And they aren't necessarily Halloween masks, even though some of y'all do wear those as well. But they are social, professional, not yet, Julie. Social, professional, personal mask that we wear. People wear many masks. There are so many we can't even begin to count those. But today I'm going to share 3 different types of masks that I feel like we can all relate to in some form or fashion. So the first mask is our social mask, or the social butterfly. We put on this mask when we want to be extroverted and lively and engaged, even when we don't feel that way. We laugh at jokes that we don't think are funny. We nod our heads at things that people think we agree to when we actually do not. When we want to fit in, we keep things a little light and shallow. I can identify, you can take that off. I can identify with this mask being an African American, female, Christian, business owner, living in Colorado Springs. I can admit that I've worn this mask more times than I'd like to acknowledge because of many of the rooms and the spaces and the people that I've been around. And sometimes it's been voluntary and sometimes it's been involuntary. But I find that in many cases, that mask was necessary for me. But when we wear this mask, we miss out on the opportunity to connect, folks, especially more deeply. Because relationships are not built with small talk. They're not built with inauthentic engagement. But they're built when we share truth, when we have diverse perspectives, valuable collaboration, and input from all people. That second mask is the one we wear to work, and I call that mask the professional perfectionist in some cases. This nice gentleman back here demonstrating this for us. It's the one, like I said, we wear to work. It's the one where we don't want to admit our mistakes and our struggles. We want to make sure that people in our workplace think we have it all together. We have a hard time being authentic in that relationship or in that space because we think that people think we're uneducated, unqualified. I find myself identifying with this mask, especially the last job that I got a promotion. And sometimes we're blessed to get promotions that we're not quite up to speed on. So I would sit through meetings and I would nod my head and I would acknowledge, and people would give me tasks and they'd say, Shantelle, can you do those things? And I'd say, absolutely. And then I'd go back to my office, stressed and overwhelmed, trying to figure out how to do this thing without anyone knowing that I was unsure. The problem with that mask is that it isolates us. But when we take it off and we show that we're vulnerable, it creates an opportunity for collaboration. The third mask, the people-pleasing mask, where we have my people pleaser back there. Oh. That people pleaser. The one that someone in this room can identify with, of course. That's that mask that we put on when we want to say yes to a bunch of things, when we really mean no. This mask keeps us bound because it doesn't allow us to show up authentically in spaces. We overcommit, we stretch ourselves, we show up, we smile, we interact as if we really want to be engaged in what you're engaged in. The problem with that mask is that it takes away vulnerability. Being vulnerable doesn't make us weak, folks. It makes everybody together strong. So what would happen if we took the mask off? If we showed up authentically? Now, one key thing is that being authentic doesn't mean being careless about your truth or saying or doing whatever you want to do. It's not about disregarding social standards, because there are those, and respect for others. It means being intentional about your truth and how and when to share it. So are you wearing masks? Are you showing up as your authentic self? What can you do to start showing up as your authentic self? A thought for you to keep in mind as we go. Those social masks, people-pleasing masks, professional masks, they distance us from one another. And the final thought, every mask we wear is a wall between us and the world. Take off the mask and you'll find freedom. Thank you.